Yeah, this has been a hero that a lot of teams have banned against TNC in the first phase, really just not
10
giving
seconds
any
remaining.
opportunity for KP to play the Timber. And yeah, I mean,
5
against the Io
seconds
Slaughter,
remaining.
2 strength, Enchantress as well, you've got a lot of pure damage to kill that, really so hard to kill an Enchantress sometimes in a game with the Untouchable and with the Nature's Attendance. It can go back and forth though, because Enchantress does have
Fnatic's
that
turn
impetus,
to
so
ban. Phantom
there's the PA getting
Assassin.
picked up. Now,
I just want to think what other heroes are left that are normally always banned. Lina is pretty high up there, I would say.
yeah, Lina,
Well, what are they left? You need a mid laner
Void,
on TNC.
10
Leshrac has
seconds
not been
remaining.
banned.
unless she banned
Um,
Fnatic, got rid of it.
Oh, okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, they look. Do you go for extra? Okay, what if Fnatic? Do they double down with minus armor, or like something like a TA potentially, which might, or do you go for a real good way to deal with the Timber? Because it looks like they need magic
Predators
/ pure
turn to
damage to really
ban.
deal with Timber.
I mean, you could Zeus. Global strat, IO.
Yep.
It's possible.
They
Goes
don't.
through the Guardian Angel, goes through what Timbersaw likes. Shadow Demon's probably not going to get close enough to deal with you. Like, yes, Sven, if he jumps on you, you're just boned.
10 seconds remaining.
But you can just get around that by going a Blink Dagger. Like, if he uses one Storm
5
Hammer, you just
seconds
save that
remaining.
Blink Dagger for whenever he tries to go in on top of you, and then it's a pretty quick turnaround if he's going to be diving that deep. So I feel like Zeus is very doable here for Fnatic.
I'm just worried that they don't have any real stuns like Slaughter. With an IO, you need stuns, you need teamfight, you need initiation. This is a hero that wants to relocate, get pickoffs, and you don't. Slaughter is the only one at the moment that can really do that. So this last pick for Moon could be
Fnatic's turn to
potentially some way
ban.
to be able to really initiate and allow this IO to find the stuns. Sorry, allow the IO to get the relocate and for that pickoff potential.
I mean, that's what the DP is, so good job by TNC to know that. Of course, it's one of Moon's most comfortable heroes as well, so good thing to get rid of it.
10 seconds
2 of the spirits are
remaining.
gone. Lesh is gone, Puck is
5
gone.
seconds remaining.
This is a bit
TNC
out of
Predators
the ordinary.
turn
We don't
to
see the
Gone.
hero much, but what's the feeling on the OD this game? Huge fan of it against a Timber. Omni Knight draws out fights. OD loves that. Sven could be a bit of an issue, but you've got ways to kind of kite him before BKB. Even if he goes on you, the
10
issue is him
seconds
kind of critting
remaining.
you down and killing you before you get any defensive offs. It might be a little bit slow,
5
but the Astral
seconds
can still
remaining.
set up for like a relocate.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm just trying to think if there's something even better. Like, what even is there left? Invoker, is that in the pool? Like, it's not amazing Invoker game, but I feel like,
It's not bad actually.
yeah, the Deafening Blast is going to be really nice. Any sort of very low mana pools across the board, except for the Shadow Demon, so EMP is going to be really effective as well. I agree with your point, though. They need something to kind of rally around on Fnatic so that the relocate can have its maximum impact. So what is that? It's not going to be an Invoker because that's, I mean, maybe something like a... it's not really a Pugna game. It's a horrible Pugna game, actually.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Yeah, Kunkka is probably another one of those. It's not a Meepo. They don't really play Lone Druid all that much.
You don't really take towers early on. I'm trying to think, like, this is...
TNC
What do they do? What do they... They're gonna Snapfire.
Sure. You
Okay.
can just pop a Slider in on the backlines. Mid-snap.
Alright. I don't mind it. We see a lot of Snapfire as a core. It's gonna be a lot of damage early, but can he kind of snowball this game? And they Invoker on TNC. Okay. At least we get Invoker. I'm hyped. Game 3 Invoker. TNC versus Fnatic. Armel playing it. We got some, some of the strongest heroes in the patch coming out. Slaughter, PA with an IO. TNC get the broken Sven and Omni Knight. Both teams have a broken combo. Which one's going to be more broken this game, though?
I mean, I feel like that's just Ice Frog's way of doing things, right? Like, let's not nerf anything too hard. Let's just make everything OP in some way. And if it comes down to this, it can come down to something as simple as luck. Does Raven get a lucky coup de grace, and is that able to influence a big team fight? Does that get him an extra item timing? Timbersaw in his lane is going to make things a little bit more
10
challenging, though.
seconds
And it's actually
remaining.
going to be Jabs playing the IO this time around. So it's not going to be the 4-inch like I was thinking. I was just wanting to put more pressure onto Gabby with the range damage. And, like, you're not going to bully a Timbersaw out of the lane as an Enchantress. It's just not going to happen. So, I don't know. I felt like it was more about just Raven surviving the lane, whereas it's more about disrupting the lane on the off lane for Fnatic. So, oh, who do I think? I'm gonna say TNC, and that's gonna be 3 times that I've gone for TNC now. But I feel like, not too many ways to deal with Timbersaw super early on. You're gonna have the Guardian Angel for dealing with the PA. I guess you have Enchant, which is nice, for a bit of an offensive dispel. Functions in a similar sort of way to the Shadow Demon, but you can just reapply straight afterwards. But so they're going to need to hold it. So DJ's positioning is going to be really important. It's so hard. It is literally 50-50 this game.
Like, I feel like the game 1, we were pretty big fans of TNC. Game 2, we both kind of had the same opinion where TNC, we both preferred their draft, but I think Fnatic just really executed that game at a high level. And now this draft, I'm like flip-flopping back between. I can't really, get a full grasp of how I'm at least, liking each draft. I think at the moment, I'm worried that the Timber is going to be a big issue. Like, PA early on really suffers against the Timber. This is a hero that's just going to be able to dominate the lane. As the game goes on, I love the PA matchup though. If KP doesn't have many reactive armor stacks, PA's just going to crit you down and you will die. And you've got such good jump potential as well. Like, you've got Phantom Strike on 5 seconds. You're going to get a talent to be able to enable that. And the Timber Chain is 4 seconds. And plus, we're going to see a Basher come through. So, we're going to have the constant, threat of PA being a nuisance for KP. But that's as the game gets to late. And I think that the Nullify is going to be Fnatic late game. I think you've got Iris Slaughter and PA just takes over because you also have Nullify, gets rid of the Guardian Angel, you bring down a couple heroes. Timber late game you can kind of fall off.
I agree.
Depends how well you play.
My concern is it going to get to that point?
Yeah, exactly. That's the big issue because Ven has the thing about this Ven PA is PA needs a way to be able to keep up in farm. We see a lot of the Battle Fury unless he's got a Magnus. Is there an opportunity for the PA maybe to go like Deso? I mean, he's got the Fury queued up. What are you thinking there?
I think he has to, right? If they're playing for the late game, you just have to, because if things even just break even in the early game, if you've gone this Deso build, you've lost, because the Sven's always going to be able to outfarm you. They've got, I would say, more stacking potential just with the way that TNC like to play. So I'm feeling like post 35 minutes, I feel like it's probably going to be in Fnatic's favor. But TNC, it's just up to them to try and ramp things up as quickly as possible. You mentioned how quickly you could burst down this Timbersaw, even with the potential for the reactive armor stacks if you just pop him early on before they build up. But laning stage, not going to be a concern. No corrosive haze, no coup de grace available, no Deso. It's definitely difficult, that's for sure. They're just cutting out all these trees, not giving KP anything to move to.
Let's see if Fnatic going to be able to get all 4 once again. Probably going to be a little bit more difficult. Good old pause. What do we got, sir?
I mean, it's probably lag again, but it is 3 people with Jabs having it just tethered in as well. So while we're waiting for that, I just noticed as it was walking out of the base, how terrifying is DJ's courier? This spider-looking thing.
What the hell is that?
It's got 7 legs as well. Like, that is... Ugh.
I mean, down in Australia, we already see some pretty disgusting spiders, to say the least. And I mean, this is an interesting one. Tim's like, I'm dead. Jabs is just, he's being straight up forward. He's like, yeah, sorry, my dude, you're 100% dead. Mm-hmm. And there we go. There's a little bit of the... he's trying to barter his way out. Keep it.
I would be going for a high value Arcana,
Which one? Which one do you want?
I mean, not techies, that's for sure.
Oof. Yeah, no, I don't think that one.
Maybe like a PA or something. Although, probably going to get nerfed, so...
It's true.
Let's say Juggernaut. Juggernaut is always good. One of the most popular heroes.
He's got a good Arcana as well. What's the worst Arcana there is? Is it just techies?
What is the worst Arcana? I want to hear chat's opinion on this as to what is the worst Arcana that's ever been released. Like, Personas don't count, so you can't say Pudge or Anti-Mage or Invoker. But in terms of Arcanas...
Well, we'll get to see what chat think in about 5 minutes. As Tim's just saying bye, because he is in a bit of trouble here. They get the slow. He's already used the banishment. There should be another round of daggers up pretty soon, as well as Raven finds first blood. So Fnatic don't get 4 bounties like they did last game, but this time they're actually going to get first blood instead for Raven, who had a very, very strong second game and already giving him a start like that. See how that's able to continue. But well, we got another pause. Let's see. Did you make a decision on what the worst Arcana is?
I mean, I just take techies, so it's either that or Lina. Like, I know it was like
that's true.
It was the first Arcana, I'm pretty sure, but just the just the particle effects, you know, they're not quite as good as a lot of these other ones.
Oof, what do I go with now? I like the PA, I like the Jug, love the Shadow Fiend one, like big fan of it. I will say techies is, you know, not a huge fan, but I also don't like the hero. But if we're not going with the techies, one of the newer ones. One of the newer ones, I'd say. Are you a fan of the Wraith King one?
Is that a Arcana?
Is that a Persona or Arcana? I can't remember now.
I'm not sure what it counts
one,
as.
Isn't it?
I'm just thinking of the things that you can like buy that aren't through Battle Pass.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just things like Ogre, Pudge, Jug, Monkey King, Crystal Maiden. I feel like those are all pretty good. Rubik, Zeus, SF, TB, LC. I feel like those are all pretty damn good.
Yeah, the LC and TB one are awesome. Huge fans of those ones too. But as this game goes on, I mean, we're still got a unpaused game, but are you a little bit worried about the damage that might come out from Fnatic? I feel like through the mid game, they might not be able to go through the sustain and tanky lineup that TNC have. Do you think this is going to be an issue for them?
No, I think it should be fine considering they've got the enchant available. It's highly undervalued and often forgotten about. Like, they've got this Blightstone onto KP already,
Lord,
and
yeah,
he
KP.
is...
Oh, he's dead? Well, the issue about the Timber is you are incredibly weak before you kind of get 2 points of your active armor. Even then, you can really punish, but man,
I mean,
DJ
he doesn't have 1 point.
Yeah,
he went for the Whirling Death, so...
That's a great start to this top lane.
The Ring of Protection, not enough to save it from the Blightstone. Just cancels it out entirely.
How's some other lanes going? Mid lane, we got Snapfire, 9 and 4 compared to the 4 and 1. Armel going for that crosswork, so he's going to have a little bit of unfortunate factor of not having that extra damage without the Exort. So even Snapfire doesn't have the greatest kind of start, but we see he's gone for a bunch of stat items to help out, and at least he's got like an easy way to be able to secure CS and with the Scatter Blast. He might even pop the Mango for a cookie if Armel keeps posturing as aggressive as what he is.
Certainly very close, missing everything with the Tornado. And DJ actually going for the enchant instead. Sorry, the Nature's Attendants. Just 1 point, just to be able to constantly harass out Tims. He's doing his best to. Actually, the Sentry Ward is there from Tims, blocking out the creep that DJ might be able to have. You can see KP. He's just like, please let me have level 3.
I mean, they're doing at least a good job for Tims not to soak up that experience, and they kind of have the creep equilibrium as well. So at least KP's going to be able to get the 3 and
he's stacking.
Yeah, he's got an Orb of Venom on KP, so it looks like actually now with the 3, they might try and look to get pretty aggressive here.
I think the Orb of Venom on Timber is actually pretty decent. It just means that actually getting rid of their own Observer Ward, but no, Tims is going to be able to grab it.
Really surprised he placed that ward where he did, knowing that the hard camp was already blocked from Radiant. I mean, maybe unless Tims kind of didn't reveal it because he was body blocking, I wasn't actually paying too much attention, but we just putting it in unfortunate spot there is. Bot lane though, Irish starter getting pretty aggressive here. Mass shots and jabs, thinking about potentially diving underneath the tower. They got the bashes available. Febby, Purification, another round. They do miss the crush now. The immense amount of sustain. They're going to go back in though. Febby showing his face. One more right click would be enough. He's just toying with Fnatic at the moment.
Well, just shows the effectiveness of that, right? You're forced to turn around because it's a 180 health conversion, essentially, right? You're healing yourself for 90, they're taking damage for 90. So I feel like they're very confident with that. Waiting for one more point in order to feel a little bit more confident to perhaps go for kills themselves, unless they dive under the tower. But I mean, of course, paired with this Sven, such an OP combination.
Just a heads up as well. Chat's kind of caught up when we were speaking about the Arcana. There is a overwhelming amount of support for you saying Lina is the worst. It's just a wall of Lina. That is not a fan of chat. They really don't like that Lina Arcana.
Oh, DJ, he went for the courier kill. It might end up costing him. Those Nature's Attendants could end up helping. Oh, just the slower the body blocks from Raven. Really nice team play coming out there from Fnatic.
Keeping that support alive. We've already seen DJ, the impact from the Enchantress, enabling Raven's lane, and Raven just, paying him back a little bit there, although he did overstep and now, well, doesn't have the help of Raven there. KP instantly cutting down the Enchantress, and that's going to be the first kill of the game here from TNC, first for KP as well.
And that is a bounty rune picked up on both sides. It should just be a 2-for-2 trade, but Febby actually invading, being able to snag that one away from the Snapfire, who is none the wiser, heading there being like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be able to grab a new one. Oh. Yeah, pinging it out, saying, oh, well, what's going on, guys?
That's had a intrigued to see when they want to start making these rotations, because as soon as Timber's going to be a big nuisance now, as once he gets that 6, really can pressure out the lane and force the Phantom Assassin potentially to go in the jungle. So Voka going this Quas-Wex build has a lot of involvement early on with these rotations, so if they can put some emphasis on shutting down Raven, they kind of struggle with really pressuring out Gabby unless the Eye Slider pops off with like a moon rotation. So we're going to see a lot of these mid laners now start to put some pressure on the sides.
Yeah, despite going up against a Timbersaw though, that first blood, oh sorry, not the first blood, the kill in lane, doing a lot of work for Raven. He's sitting at the top of the net worth by about 400, even this early in against a Timbersaw. So you have to be loving life right now. The positive though is the stacks are starting to build up for TNC. You can see multiple in the triangle area. And to me, it's more of a question of when is this invasion going to happen. It might even be a case of the first Mortimer's Kisses aren't actually used for a team fight. It's used to take away a lot of that farm potential from TNC.
We see this time and time again, just the Shadow Demon falling back, farming the stacks because of...
TP up top? Moon? Well, there's a full wave going underneath this tower.
KP, I mean, they don't have any stuns, but he's still slowed up, so the Mortimer Kisses, KP is in a bit of a trouble here as we'll chain to the northern side. We see Ire fall, but a nice cookie stun from Moon cancels the TP, so it's a 1-for-1 across the map. Where there was a rotation down from Invoker to the bottom side, and then we also see Moon head towards top, but they get a higher priority kill in the Timber there.
Surprised they went at that point on the Snapfire, because there was a wave that had just gone underneath the tower. Thought he might look to finish that one off, because, I mean, let's be real, KP's never going to leave the lane. DJ? Mana drained completely. Oh, nice cookie.
Nick of time, yeah. Beautifully placed there for Moon. Keep the life. We see kind of the involvement throughout mid, but and that is... Well, 2 deaths now from the Timber, and Raven top of the net worth. I mean, he's already got the Ring of Health, the Broadsword, so instantly trying to go into pretty much a naked Battle Fury here, just kind of recognizing that, the Sven has this innate farming mechanic, and every extra minute, I don't have a way to be able to keep up in farm, and that's just, Gabby taking over the net worth.
As we say that, Tim's stacks him up again. I think he ended up taking the hard camp himself. Just making sure that he's keeping up with all of the experience that he's just handing over to KP, who's already level 7 now. Moon, he's starting to invade a little bit here. Gabby's going to need to back off a little bit. He might be looking to go towards this... Oh no, he just popped the God Strength actually, so probably can't go and take the stack just yet. Febby, he's going to go down though.
Ultra dead. You see Master with level 6. It's as soon as Sven wants to dip out of lane. Unfortunately, Febby, he's not going to be fast enough. I mean, he's trying to soak up a little bit of experience in gold because no one else wants to be here, but this is just
Dire's
Masteros
top
and
tower is
Jabs.
under
The Irish Slaughter. You got a lot of kill threat on these heroes. That's going to be the first of the game
Radiant's
for
bottom
Masteros.
tower is under attack.
So I think what we'll be seeing next on at least TNC's side is in about a minute or so, probably a bit less, they're going to start making movements to be playing a bit more aggressively on Fnatic's side of the map, because that's when the next God Strength is going to be up. He should be level 7 then on the Sven. Actually just reached it. So he's just going to be able to, take the stack for himself, as well as pick up his own bounty rune. They're not going to need to worry about that all too much. And by making that aggressive movement, there's no way they can go in and take away that farm from the Sven. So I'm keen to see when this group up's going to happen. How long can Febby just stand down here without, just immediately resigning himself to death? You can see Moon, he's hungry for him a little bit. But no, they're being aggressive here. They're making the movements to try and make something happen either against KP or to make this movement into the triangle against the Sven.
Well, KP makes a lot of space there. 2 TP rotations top from Moon and Jabs. Just trying to wrap all the way down here because they are hunting, and I mean, he's got a TP if you just want to dip out. He might actually just run into Fnatic here, and if they get that information, KP is so far away from anyone else. Maybe he's trying to snag a bounty. Looks like they're kind of aware of this with the positioning, and unfortunately KP won't be able to get that. But I mean, it's a bit of a nuisance. Interesting spot for Timber to be.
Yeah. Drawn on the map as well. They're like, he's farming here right now, but too late. Gabby tried for the extra stack as well, but there was one cheeky dragon that just didn't move, so ended up wasting about 20 seconds of his time, but he's still doing perfectly fine, getting a couple of levels just from that stack.
Yeah, level 9 now on the Sven is top of the net worth as well, so taking over the Phantom Assassin, who was having an incredible start to this game, but we're about to see that Raven, he has this Battle Fury now completed, so
that's pretty good timing.
Yeah, that's incredible timing. Pre 11 minutes. I mean, he did go naked pretty much. He just got the Wraith Band, a stick as well.
If you're not going to get punished, why not?
Yep, exactly. And that's in a lane where, down bot though, Masteros is in trouble here. Melon Tim's wrapping through, completely out of mana. I mean, he's got some 1 charges. Looks like, although Fnatic, they're not going to try and help out Masteros' Slaughter down here. So TNC, they get a bit of a pick off. Still just continuing to relieve the pressure across the map, allowing the Sven to find a lot of farm. They did try and relocate for that save, but Jabs looks like he's going to be able to get out.
Yeah. I mean, this is the other thing as well with the PA picking up such an early Battle Fury. Like, the Sven just took the first big stack of Ancient Camps, but he's still quite reliant on the God Strength to make anything happen. Whereas PA doesn't need all that much of anything, just the Blur to be off cooldown, essentially.
This is a game where we're seeing kind of just the farm going back and forth, who's able to have the stacks provided to keep up. There's a lot of supports to be able to amplify you as this game goes on, but TNC have a lineup that can really start to punish at a decent timing once Sven, he's almost got the Echo Saber. That could be a little bit time for him to go. Lovely play from Enchantress, using that creep, body blocking the Ancients. That's just the little things. You highlighted last game the nice little use of the illusion. Actually, Masteros once again down bot. They're going to be able to find a secondary kill on the Slaughter. Looks like Dire thinking about punishing with this smoke, but Radiant, they might already just disengage beforehand.
Yeah. I think they've got a lot of kill potential just with Moon and DJ, to be honest, although this mid lane, if you're going to go searching for kills, you're giving up a lot of your information, especially taking away this Ancient stack on Raven. Io has to be there to be able to make it a reality. And yeah, like you mentioned, that Naked Battle Fury means that you're just resigning yourself entirely to farming. There is no teamfight potential unless it literally falls into your lap.
Well, Moon went Boots of Travel very early here. Okay, so we see a lot of the Aghanims rush and then Boots of Travel afterwards as Moon. Okay, so is this just, they don't have ways to shove out the lane? I guess Slaughter, Ire, not the greatest. The Enchantress, you can be okay with the creep depending how you max it out. Once again, Mel Tim's, the gank train has arrived down bot as they got a really nice ward on the backline as well. So seeing the rest of Fnatic, if they were kind of setting up, and now the Tornado even finds Raven as well. He needs some help right now, but it looks like he might not get it. Enchantress is coming over. They need at least the target to be able to get the Phantom Strike, and Raven will just survive.
Surprised that they didn't commit even harder onto that. No disruption used. It's leveled up to level 3.
Meanwhile, it's just, you know, slowing down the Phantom Assassin farm while Sven's continuing to push forward. You know, 1400 gold in the bank now. Intrigued to see what Gabby wants to go for as his next item. What do you reckon? Is it just a BKB, or is he going a little bit more greedy without the BKB?
I feel like you don't need it quite as much because you've got the Omni Knight, which, you know, it doesn't quite fulfill it entirely. Yeah, DJ's dead. But you've also, like, the Heavenly Grace means that you're not caring all that much about, you know, all these stuns and everything else, right? It's just going to be lasting half the time on you, essentially, with all that status resistance that the Omni's providing to you. So I think he could just go straight into an Ags and be that initiator, allow KP to perhaps be following up on things.
KP? Straight on top of Moon here. Mastros just had the blink picked up. Let's see if they want to reveal it for the
They
fight.
found
But
Moon.
Moon is in trouble, needs the help of the Irif, is going to be able to get that relocate save, potentially does. Although the tornado, Tims will find it regardless. So even with that relocate, a little bit late. And let's see if TNC want to run up the high ground here. They're going to be careful for Fnatic. They actually want to fight Mastros straight on top of the Shadow Demon. They're going to try and bring him down. But there we go. The GA banishment as well. TNC going to try and look to turn as Mastros will fall. Now DJ's pushed out a little bit too far with a cold snap. Spirit Vessel. Bye-bye Enchantress. And Fnatic getting chased back underneath the tier 2 tower. Getting punished for trying to turn that fight up on the high ground there.
Yeah, and that's more bounties as well going for them. They probably should snare all 4. And Sven, he's just continuing to farm, make his slow rotation around. If he can get it onto the back lines, this could still be a team fight that goes in favor of TNC, even though they used a fair amount of their ultimates there, Guardian Angel in particular.
And that was a fight where the Phantom Assassin was, you know, showing up there, and they don't really get anything out of it. So Sven just continuing to find so much farm, and now the Invoker has a Midas as well. We've seen these early ganks coming through from the Armel Voka, paying off drastically. And now he has a way to be able to scale into the late game as well with that Midas. It's a big issue, Crosswex Invoker. You can kind of fall really flat early. You don't have a strong kind of early to mid game, but the fact that he's had a good early game, now with the Midas can really start to scale. But Dio, Moon. It's off the mark. They need Mastros to lead forward first, and they will be able to do so. There's the bash trying to follow up with the extra attack speed thanks to jabs. KP is going to try and force out the eye, but it doesn't matter. They set up for the Mortimer Kisses and bring down the Invoker Radiant. They're coming over, but it looks like without that help of Armel, they won't be able to. Although Gabby, I mean, he doesn't give a damn. He's got the Omni. He knows how incredibly strong he is right now, and you know, this is at least the Sven not finding farm, and Raven, what has he got at the moment? It's about to be a Mithril Hammer and that Blightstone, but he's still really needing some items here.
And they're going a Silver Edge here onto Gabby. So just wanting that way to get through a lot of the passives. Or, I mean, I guess it means you can man mode against the PA a lot more.
Actually, they get crit. Now with the TP rotations, just a bit too late. Let's see if Fnatic going to be able to sniff him out here in the tree line. Armel and Fabi committing down. Looks like they don't want to dive too far, worried about some extra rotation. So that's a nice kill on the Timber there. You get what you can get.
Silver Edge now complete here on. Look at this, he's blocking up the camp again with DJ just with his ghost.
I mean, that feels like those are some of the small plays you really need. And up on the high ground, Mastros, who's the target, straight on top of the Shadow Demon. If they can bring him down, that's a perfect target to be able to do so, getting rid of the banished protection. And it looks like they're going to turn to Armel instead. The Corrosive Haze, he's in trouble here with all the minus armor. Raven's just going to be able to jump forward with a Phantom Strike.
Sven's coming.
They even lose the Shadow Demon as well, but Sven with the wraparound. Let's see what he can show up with. He's got that Silver's Edge, but they keep through another.
They can see him.
TNC, they've lost 3. Now they've got the vision as well. Gabby's going to try and look to turn, but the stun, can he find Starter before he dies? The cookie just in the nick of time. KP's going to help out as well, but Gabby's lost his life, and now KP who get the chain away, but it's a triple for Raven. That's a massive fight for Fnatic here as they get, you know, the Invoker and the Shadow Demon to start, 2 of the really important ones, and just the Sven a little bit too late.
Yeah, a little bit too late, and of course that Sentry Ward providing a lot of information doesn't clip onto the high ground, but actually it being there reveals the Sven just as he's able to walk on through. The Ghost, of course, getting him a couple of times. Not just the movement slow, but the attack slow as well, lingering into that fight.
And what was about a 6,000 net worth lead for TNC is now dropped down to 2,000. Fnatic have done such an incredible job to be able to drag this game back of, you know, what wasn't definitely out of their grasp, but we said that kind of this, you know, early to mid game could be a little bit worrisome for Fnatic, and they've kind of, you know, slowed it down, giving them an opportunity to be able to make it to the late game where we see this Phantom Assassin keeping up in the farm. Even Moon as well. We've been, so impressed with his performance in game 2, and now this game 3 Snapfire, 4-1 and 2, third in the net worth, is having a good game so far. And guess what? He's got the Aghanims.
Yeah, just enables that Slardar even further. It means that you can start to pair this IO with the PA. PA's got a few items as well that are going to enable her to just transition a lot easier. That Desolator finished up. She's going the BKB. She doesn't need any sort of Aghanim Scepter. There's plenty of damage. They're definitely not lacking for it right now. It's just a game of survival.
Dire are scanning.
Let's see Fnatic think about trying to defend this tier 2 tower top. There's no vision around the area at the moment from either side. So they're gonna potentially have this high ground with a wraparound play. Trying to deal with the trees just in case of TP rotations, but Fnatic, they're completely getting set up. KP, nice positioning. Got a lot of reactive armor stacks as well, so it looks like TNC, they're gonna back off, maybe reset. Keep KP in the front line. Gabby even scouting out as well with the Silver's Edge, but bot and mid are all shoved in, so Fnatic do a very good job at keeping the lanes pushed out and then showing up to that fight.
Yeah, they thought that they backed off with that smoke, but
Under attack.
ended up staying there. You can see there's a few rotations that are happening. With this Boots of Travel, Moon has the luxury of making this play in the mid lane, just pushing it out a little bit further. A couple of bounty runes should be going their way.
No, Mortimer, it's not playtime.
Man, it's really starting to ramp up.
Not that sort of
Double damage.
KP even takes the DD, but what do we got showing at the moment? I mean,
Radiant's
it's
bottom tower is
couple
I'm
under
liking
attack.
this build from KP as well, by the way. Going into the Guardian Greaves, he just wants to purge off that Corrosive Haze immediately.
Is it a game where you, like, I haven't seen a lot of yours on Timber, like, whenever we've been seeing the Timber. I mean, it's a more cost-effective, I guess, for a way to be able to dispel, but it's just what the Greaves gives you a lot more than what the yours does for the team.
It's kind of weird, right? Like, most of the time you want to avoid the damage, but I feel like KP's job is to soak up a lot of this damage, right? And he needs to just be present in the fight, so there isn't a better option. And so I feel like the yours, it takes you out of the fight. I know it's only 2.5 seconds, but with this level of Dota, that is enough for the team fight to swing further in your opponent's favor.
Well, Raven's getting pretty close to this BKB, and I mean, if he's able to hit that timing before TNC want to try and pressure them out here, and he's going to have a very big item advantage, and it might be difficult for them to control him because a lot of the Invoker and the Timber, their work is going to come through, without having that magic immunity. Even the Shadow Demon as well is going to be a big nuisance as well. So it's just a farm fest at the moment. Fnatic as well have a very strong way to be able to take Roshan. So if they win one fight around that Roche pit, I mean, you see the information that both teams are getting. There's a Shadow Demon Courier inside, the Enchantress, he's got the little creep running through as well, just scouting out. But there we go, both teams smoking up Radiant. They're in a perfect spot here. DJ drops the ward. They're going to try and bring down the Enchantress to start. They assassinate her, but now on top of the back line. What more they can get. However, Masros is incredibly deep, and it's just going to get cut down from Gabby. So the positioning from TNC far superior. And what more can they get though? Jabs has already popped the relocate. He's ultra dead. That's going to be 3 down from Fnatic. And I mean, they've still got half duration on this God Strength. Do they go in Roche with Alacrity? They've got the Medallion also on Febby. So this is just going to be Roche here from Fnatic, I believe.
Yeah, super fast.
fine looking bunch we are.
I mean,
it's pretty deadly, and with the Silver Edge as well, they've even got some late game potential as well, just to be able to man fight against that PA.
Oh,
they're trying.
Kisses. They're trying to do something. He's miles away, but standing still, Tornado just chucked out. But Roche is already down. They're trying to TP in. They know that Moon's in a bit of an awkward spot where he doesn't really have the backup of the team. But they've already been able to take Roche on. So now Gabby's got that extra life. He's almost has the level 18 as well. So just increasing the God Strength damage.
No sorceries avail.
Important thing for Fnatic though, they didn't lose their 2 main cores. I feel like with Snapfire, it's important to continue to scale. He's going into the Blink Dagger next. We've seen in the European region the E-Blade be a much more common pickup for the Snapfire, but there's just no combo potential with the rest of your heroes. So I can see why wanting to avoid it. Just going for that Blink Dagger to be able to, quickly close the gap, escape when you're making those kind of aggressive plays like he just did to try and disrupt the Roshan. I think once he does pick that up, next thing could probably be yeah, he's going into the Daedalus. I was going to say MKB, but now's where you want to go for your damage item because level 20 is when you start to use your attack damage.
Yeah, the blink as well is also going to be a really good way to kind of take away that effect of the Superman that Sven just picked up with the Aghanims. You know, we've seen the blink, the Lotus be some of the bigger ways to really have an impact and kind of make it a difficult fight for the Sven to be able to undertake. But you know, still with how this is looking, I mean, TNC maybe thinking about starting to get a push coming through that top side. Got a tier 2 tower still available for them to claim. We've never really seen too many aggressive movements though from either team and no real deep vision at the moment. So it's really just a game where you're trying to find the farm on the cores, hit that power spike in your items, and then take a fight.
And now is where the armor starts to become a factor for TNC. We can see KP's got the plate mail queued up, so probably going to be going into a Lotus Orb for that one there. If he can reflect some of that onto the Fnatic side, that's going to be hugely impactful. And the AC as well. Gabby's looking to prioritize that one, not just for himself and the attack speed, but also just prevent someone on his team from being one-shot.
Ravens?
No glyph for 10 seconds. They might be able to even take out this top tower if they're really quick.
Yeah, well, they're going to see Die hitting down bot. I mean, it's only Raven and Jabs that are showing at the moment, so pretty much the heroes that you want to show, considering the rest of the team, you know, maybe smoking up as 3, setting up for a relocate gank potential, but you know, T2's already fallen. You've got the Invoker that's TP back. A Radiant, what are they going to do here? Gabby's even going to try and TP it back. Yeah, they really want to protect this. Raven's going to be careful. God's Strength, can he get on the high ground? They've got the advantage now. Gabby's going to be careful walking up on the side as well. Armel going to try and bring down Jabs instantly. That's a beautiful target. DJ just hiding in the tree line. Do they get a slither of vision? They don't, but the rest of the heroes, they're in trouble as KP's hunting. He doesn't have the control, so it looks like Mastros and Raven going to be able to scurry away, but really nicely done. They find Io, bring him down. They don't keep that tier 2 alive, but they kind of have a little bit of map control right by the bounties. Let's see what they can get.
The deer in the woods is able to get away, though. DJ just hugging that tiny little bit of vision.
Well-gotten gains.
Just glob up, and the range on it's so stupid. You send him from miles away. You see Mastros just flying through the air as a slaughter, snagging a bounty, but
it's just a farm accelerator, you know?
yeah, it really is with how they use it as well. You just clear creeps from so far away. Well, Gabby's almost, you know, he's going for the Assault Cuirass as well. So, I mean, armor this game, the name of the game pretty much as it drags on. The Slaughter PA is going to do so much. You know, even the Snapfire as well is going to be able to have a decent amount of impact once he gets that little shredder used as your attack. And even if the game goes ultra late with that 3 times little shredder multi-shot as well.
Yeah, definitely going to become a factor. And Febby actually changing up his game plan a little bit, going for the Ghost Scepter now instead of finishing up that Solar Crest, realizing that, look, if I live, Sven's going to be better off, as opposed to just having the Solar Crest, which feels like, sure, you've got the initial burst potential, but I feel like this is just much safer to have. You know, Masaros' job for a lot of the time is to find Febby and try and make Febby's life as horrible as possible. Well, relocate's coming in.
Just clearing out the waves. Yeah. Shove him out, hold the high ground. Let's see if Radiant want to try and get over here before the relocate comes back. If they can maintain control, they're going to smoke up at the back line as well. Mastros. Nice position with the invis.
On KP.
Pops the smoke. Now instantly Gabby, going to melt through the eye. Raven pops the BKB. They're going to try and bring down the Invoker. They're successful at doing so. Can they kite Gabby though? That's a question. Febby getting caught down the river, but it's just DJ. A couple of the supports are awkward positioning, but the buyback coming through from the eye as well. Fnatic really have to commit for the fight here, but the GA, Monobakiss is slowing them down. Fnatic, they want to continue on, but got to keep in mind Raven with the BKB on Kunab once and get Gabby able to deal with the eye. That's such an important hero for Fnatic to be able to continue on in this engagement here, but they got the banishment turn. Sven, he's in trouble. He's still got the Aegis, but just going to try and man fight this. Raven Phantom Strike's able to jaunt off to the southern side here, but they got the Superman from downtown.
The dodge.
Gabby straight on top of him. They find the Phantom Assassin match with the counter initiation, but where's the damage coming through at the moment? Gabby, he'll lose the first life, but TNC, they might still win this engagement here as Moon Cookie up on the high ground. They have any way to cancel? They don't. So it's a 3 for 4. You get the Aegis, but that's a dieback on the IO. A fight that TNC come out ahead in the net worth there, and man, bringing down the IO to start both those times really enabled TNC in that engagement.
It feels bad as someone that likes to prioritize, the style of heroes like the Medic and Team Fortress and things like that. It's just priority number one, and both teams have been pretty good at executing that sort of strategy. Omni Knight dropped down towards the very start, even using the Mortimer's Kisses to make sure that they can ensure. Because right now, this game is all about Gabby and Raven. Everyone else is just supporting cast.
Dire's bottom tower is under
How
attack.
can we buff up our cores, which really feels like the meta at its core. Just a lot of the position 5s being this sacrificial, just strong laning, really enabling your position 1s. A lot of we see the Slaughter, the IO, the Venge, a lot of these heroes that can buff up the mag as well. Just ways to really increase your core's farm and damage, and it's really coming through on this game 3. Both teams have got some way to do it, and it's just who's able to execute the fights and just the vision that can find the jump. But
if TNC make a rotation right now, they're going to be in a really good position because Gabby, he's gone into the MKB next, doesn't have it just yet. So PA only level 19 and 3/4. Hasn't made the decision of whether to go that Blur Evasion or Armor Corruption. So I feel like if they were to make the rotation and prior to that happening without the MKB, there's still a chance that Fnatic could turn it around. But if Gabby goes right now with the rest of his team, he's just picked up the AC, he's got a Mind Breaker. He is easily dealing out the most damage in this game right now.
I mean, TNC once again kind of be able to claim the top of the graph here. And wow, that's gonna be rough for them to deal with, man. And Aghanim's on the Shadow Demon. This is tricky stuff now.
Yeah. And Raven, with that lost fight, realizes that, look, they've probably got a lot of money. MKB is probably on the horizon super soon, so let's just go all in on our Armor Corruption strat. Go on the -3 at level 20.
Gonna have some next objectives come through in 10 seconds here. The bounties and that outpost. Either team's gonna get one outpost, but it looks like Fnatic gonna be a little bit too late for the bounties up top here. They're still trying to think about maybe taking a fight. They did get a slither of vision of DJ, so well aware that they're coming over. And again, we see either team not having really any aggressive wards. I'm kind of radiant down bot. This bottom lane ward is pretty much the only one at the moment, and also kind of top as well, I guess. But none really real out far in the jungle, just kind of defensive, really setting themselves up. And well, here we go. TNC, they're gonna smoke up. They're not grouped at the moment. Mastros once again, but they're not an invis by the timing of that smoke. Beautiful positioning, but Gabby, he wants blood. Unfortunately, he won't be able to find it. That's the second time. Actually coming back. They just lost that ward. They're going to be careful here. See if they can get in position. Timber coming through with the lane as well. KP, bit away from the team at the moment. Do you really want to initiate on top of a Timber? See Mastros playing around with Gabby. Well aware that that blink always going to be able to dip out.
He's level 20 as well. That cooldown reduction, extra impactful. He's close to his Shivas too. We're seeing a lot of plate mail items this game around. We've got the AC, we've got all the armor onto KP as well. Man, he has gotten super lucky with these neutral items. He had the Ironwood Tree for the early game, just enabling him to get all these extra pickoffs, and now the Craggy Coat, not really caring about the attack speed, just wanting to avoid getting popped at the very start. So he's reached that critical mass.
Big that Raven's able to continue finding the farm. That nullifier is going to be such an important way to be able to deal with the Omni as this one continues. But it's just, can they find the farm? No one's really been able to get any big fights, recently. I guess TNC the latest one, but we're really just stalling out until that next roast. That's a big objective.
And with Fnatic, they're needing Masros to be this true third core, right? He's not a supporting cast member for that, right? You can see just with his item builds going the BKB, he can't afford to go a Lotus Orb. He just needs to be able to dish out damage, blow up the Omni Knight, blow up the Shadow Demon first and foremost.
Oh no. Hello there, Enchantress. That's a nice little free pickoff. Just baiting out with the invis, snags the haste, gets a kill. Peekaboo, and now Dire probably want to continue holding the higher ground here, but they're actually going to gobble up and try and punish this. There we go with the crush. Can they chain lock him down before the BKB? Febby's right there, gets out the GA, but where's the extra survivability coming through? Gabby needs to retreat, but the haste is going to be enabled. But PA popped the BKB now, but the Purge, they're completely controlling. They're going to be careful. Phantom track down. There's the super straight on top of it. No! PA's gone. The damage for the Sven's through the roof. Iron's going to drop as well. Mastros is in trouble. He's got the Spider Link, but it doesn't matter. The Sven triple kill. KP BKB hunting DJ as well. Fnatic, they committed to that fight, but the drag back from TNC, now they want more blood. Armel's hunting. They even dive inside the base. They don't give a damn. DJ is caught out here. Cold Snap sets up Spirit Vessel, 4th death. They don't have buybacks on 2 heroes. Moon going in. Is this where you want to be though? Superman back forward. Moon, what? No. 5 down on Fnatic. The instant tips.
I was thinking when TNC was starting to make that that little bit of a retreat straight after the Guardian Angel, like, well, what are they doing? Because DJ had just bought back. That's the only way that they had to deal with the Guardian Angel at that point. So they were fine just to continue the fight, but just waiting out that BKB, baiting them in that little bit more by that hunger for blood that Fnatic have, and that BKB running out just at the worst time, diving in, connecting onto 2, and yeah, there's not too much you can do against a Sven Omni Knight combo when you come online like this.
Just filthy stuff from TNC. The overcommitment, unfortunately, for the Phantom Assassin. You see that demonic purge as well. Shadow Demon even gets, oh, such a nice neutral item, I should say, for him. The telescope, man, that's, you couldn't ask for better ones, to be honest. And now they can just walk back after a full set of racks, mid, the melee racks top. You know, what's on the cards? A cheeky Roshan, and already TNC have such an advantage. Now gonna get amplified as well with that extra life and cheese.
By the way, Sven can now cast Stormhammer from the other side of the map with that telescope. And he's got the Abyssal Blade.
Oh,
and with another kill, he'll probably have level 25.
Like, what do you do? PA's just completely controlled through BKB. Like, they got
She's
Purge,
got
they got Abyssal.
Yeah, pick off the Shadow Demon first. That is the plan. But you can just see Tibbs is nowhere near the fight. He's like, well, maybe I'll stack up a little bit more.
Gabby, if you get some vision on jabs, that's a perfect target. In they go. The silence is there thanks to the Mindbreaker, and the rest of Fnatic, they gotta get side in base really quick because Gabby, he wants more blood. Abyssal Blades out, straight on top of DJ. Fnatic, they're trying to do what they can to delay this Mastros and also Moon, but they don't give a damn. Look at TNC go. Gabby, they just amplified him. He's got the Heavenly Grace, Alacrity, Solar Crest as well. Fnatic, you have to force a fight. Your throne's exposed. Now look at the damage that's coming through. Gabby just might turn and try and deal with the base here. It doesn't matter. Stardust down. BKB pop for the Phantom Assassin's just going to try and deal with the Omni Knight, but he doesn't have the damage at the moment. The sustain from Radiant, and they might just knock down Fnatic to the lower bracket. It's Phantom Assassin's in trouble, and that's it. 4 down. No buybacks in TNC. What an incredible game 3 from them. They rally after that second game defeat, and they knock Fnatic down.
See, we're not just TNC fans, right? Like, it was a good draft, and, well, it turns out Sven's a good hero, and there is a reason he is getting the nerf bat. And Shadow Demon as well, he's pulling out a victory. That Ag's just so impactful to be able to have the double charges, you know, use it to kind of force out a little bit more of a defensive play, back off, and the BKB to try and reinitiate, just pops him again. You know, there's nothing that this PA could have done to try and deal with it. It breaks him as well, which is going to be really effective for just reducing the damage that the PA is able to dish out. So it's just a multifaceted, twice as effective thing to lock down this PA. Super effective, well played by TNC, well deserving to move forward into the second round of the upper bracket.
Yeah, been looking incredibly strong throughout these series, and TNC just continuing. They end this, you know, what a great way to end this series though. Both teams getting some of the broken combos, the Phantom Assassin Slardar, and then the Omni's Ven, but it looks like TNC, their combo just working out just a little bit better than Fnatic. They're going to be able to take our first series of the night, but we are not done. Another upper bracket thriller. We got T1 versus Team Dog. About a 10-minute break until that second series. That's another one you don't want to miss, guys. Come back till then.